Hi folks, I'm Steve, and I'm going to start the next brew pub in Colorado Springs. It's going to be called Triple S Brewing, and it's going to focus on beer education. Okay, so what's Triple S Brewing going to look like? Triple S Brewing is going to be a mix of the pubs of Europe and the coffee shops of America. So from the pubs of Europe, I want to take the walkability. It's in your neighborhood. You can just 2 blocks and you're there. Also want to take the fact that in the pubs of Europe, it becomes an extension of your living room. It's your third place that you go. So mom, dad, dogs, cats, kids, everybody goes there to socialize. From the coffee shops of America, I want to take the free Wi-Fi, the cool, funky, awesome space where you go to hang out, do your homework, meet your friends, do your business, have a good time. And of course, I'm going to brew and serve awesome craft beer on the location. So what if you don't drink beer? I'm also going to do craft soda. It's going to be much more healthy than regular soda. I'm going to have coffee. And I'm also going to do some alternate fermentables like kombucha as a Japanese fermented tea, and then maybe dabble with some sake or some other interesting fermentables. Okay, so when you come into my pub, my beeristas are going to ask you a series of 3 questions. And they're going to dial you into a beer that you'll like, and then pair it with the food that we're going to have. So what allows me to do that? I am a nationally recognized beer judge. And I'm a Cicerone certified beer server. So what's a certified Cicerone? So what a sommelier is to the wine industry, a Cicerone is to the beer industry. So those 2 credentials make me a beer expert, much like a sommelier for beer. All right, so let's talk about the market. Why do we need more brew pubs in Colorado Springs? Colorado Springs has the 4th largest craft beer drinking population in all the cities in the United States. So it goes Seattle, Portland, Denver, Colorado Springs, right? In Colorado Springs, it's got 10% of our population is known to drink craft beer, and that's 43,000 instant customers I know I'll have. Okay, so what's my target demographic? What have I designed this for? Who do I want to see in my pub? That's going to be somebody that's 18 to 65 years old and they make probably around $35,000 or more. Why? Because that means they've got a little bit of disposable income that they would come and maybe buy a little more higher price but excellent quality drink. Let's dial that in a little bit more. My target demographic, my core demographic is going to be a male. This is a craft beer drinker today. A male, 25 to 45, probably a white collar worker, probably has a degree, probably makes, $50,000 or more. This is kind of the connoisseur guy. This is the guy that wants to pay a little bit more money and seeks out a high quality craft beverage, a beer or a soda. That's 45,000 people in Colorado Springs, right? So now let's talk about this other bullet down here. Mintel is a national level market research firm. They did a survey last October, and national survey discovered that 49% of people would drink craft beer if they only knew more about it. Well, that opens me up to half the population of Colorado Springs, 200,000 people. Those are the people I'm going to capture through beer education. Let's talk about the competition, very important. Yeah, there's 15 brew pubs in Colorado Springs. The latest one to open up is Manitou Brewing over in Manitou. Go see them, great place. So I see Bristol Brewing and Phantom Canyon as my direct competitors. Why? Why is that? Bristol's the biggest. They have the biggest mind share. So if you go, hey, craft beer, Colorado Springs, everybody instantly thinks of Bristol. They are everywhere. Any festival you go to, any gathering of people, typically you'll see a keg or bottles of Bristol beer. Phantom Canyon, they're the closest concepts. If you go in there, their barkeep is super knowledgeable about their beer and typically can do exactly what I'm talking about. Ask you what you like, dial you into a beer that they have. And their servers can do the same. I discovered their secret. Their brewer gives them sheets that they have to memorize. So awesome concepts. Love that idea, and I'm going to expound on that. So people would say bars and tap houses, aren't they your competitors? I say no. Colorado has very permissive brewing laws that allows you to self-distribute. I can sell my beer to them and I can have my beer on their taps. All right, this is a very important question for investors. Investors don't want to invest in something that can only make them like, I don't know, $10,000 a year. They want to see it go big. Is it scalable? Yes, it absolutely is. I want to put a Triple S Brewpub in every neighborhood. I want it walkable. I want everybody to be able to go to this and experience Triple S brewing. So the package market, do I want to put my stuff in bottles? Absolutely not. You go to any brew pub, or I'm sorry, any liquor store is just a wall of beer, and there's nobody there to guide you through it. Well, if you come to my place, I can guide you through to a beer that you'll like and pair it with food that you'll love. So, I'm going to be opening in January 2015, aiming for Old Colorado City for the first place. Do you have any questions?
Where's the beer at right now?
You know, tonight I'm going to have my beer to serve samples. Yeah. Right now I'm brewing out of the home.
Okay.
Yep.
Do you have a plan for increasing that production?
Oh, of course, yeah. Part of the business plan is I had to factor in capital to buy big-scale brewing equipment. So yeah, for sure that's going to be a huge capital cost. Yes?
Have you thought about leasing through different breweries so that you can use their equipment instead of having to just thought?
Yep, and that's an excellent model. We were just talking about bootstrapping techniques. Instead of buying the equipment, just go to another brewery and go, hey, can I rent your time on your kit? That's an awesome idea. Right now, I think I can generate enough money to buy my own equipment, but if I can't, I'm going to have to go to that. Yeah, yes?
You may not want to answer this, so how much are you asking for?
Excellent question. So right now my financials are about a little under $500,000. And I'm going to have to provide at least 10% of that, which I can do before anybody's going to even, blink an eye at that. So what I'm doing is I'm hitting up, I've got a list of 40 investors. I did a market research survey. And the very last question was, hey, if you want to invest, put your name here. So I've got a list of 40 names. I'm going to hit them up pretty soon, and then we'll see what I get from them. What I don't get from them, I'm going to have to go to a bank and have to do some alternate means. Some of those things that we talked about earlier today. Yes?
What's the meaning behind your brand, Triple S, and how do your customers attach to that?
So this is a great trivia question. At my first trivia night, I'll give you free beer if you can guess it.
Initials?
You got it. Steve and Sarah Stoll. Yep, so my wife's in there too. Yep. Yes?
Do you have a certain flagship beer that's like more of a specialty that you're going to kind of really market it off? That's what you think.
Yeah, excellent question. So my plan is to have 8 taps. 5 are going to be standards. So I'm going to go with the 5 most popular beers: IPA, Pale Ale, Amber Ale, Wheat, and then some sort of dark beer. I've got an awesome stout that I want those 5 to be on tap at all times. And you will find out it's not what I like, it's what the customer likes. So starting out with those 5, we'll see what's a winner. The other 3 are going to be brewers or patrons' choice. You can come in and go, Steve, it's getting warm out. Make me a light, spritzy, low alcohol lawnmower beer, something I can drink on a hot day. No problem, Ben. I'll have that to you in 2 weeks. There's your tap. So that's the plan. Yes?
So I don't even get the specialty beer when I first go in there. I have to wait 2 weeks to get it.
It takes 2 weeks to brew. Yeah, I can't snap my fingers and have beer.
So there will be no specialty beer on tap.
Oh, there will. I'm going to come up with seasonals, and then if a patron goes, hey, I want this kind of beer, no problem. It takes 2 weeks to make, but in 2 weeks, I'll absolutely take suggestions and have them right there on tap.
And do you have a flagship for one of those specialties?
So I'm going to go with seasonal. So like now we're coming on summer. Nobody wants the big, thick, heavy like barley wines or the dark, rich beers. They're going to probably want lighter beers. So initially, it depends on when I start, to be honest. But if I started now, it would be lighter summer beers. Yeah. Yes?
So you said you didn't want a bottle. Is that correct?
Correct.
So how can I find your beer outside of your brewery?
Yeah, that's an excellent question. So bottling, the best margins are made when you brew it and serve it right there. When you start to bottle it, you have to put it in the distribution system, and there's a middleman, and they take a big old cut. So I will not have enough volume to make it profitable to bottle it. To find my beer, well, I'm going to start with one store, but again, I want to make a network of stores.
So you're looking at distribution around the Rocky Mountain kind of region? The state of Colorado?
Yeah. Excess capacity. I can keg and sell to bars, so I would like to see my beer in other bars, but primarily, yeah, you're going to have to come to my place.
But eventually, you grow big enough.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. There'll be one in every neighborhood, so you won't have to go to a store. You'll walk. Yes?
We're going to stop the questions here because this isn't, I guess it could be selling to you guys, but this was actually more an opportunity for him to get critiques